We're seeing a change of the guard. The Wolves and Mavericks are meeting up for the Western Conference Finals in 2024. Hey everyone, this is Spectator Sports. I'm your host Sebastian Fonseca. Make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It really helps us grow. And now let's preview the Western Conference Finals. The Wolves are back in the conference finals for the first time in 20 years, and the Dallas Mavericks have found a way to get a little bit extra rest, closing out their series in 6 games rather than 7, and they will fly over to Minnesota for their game 1 matchup on Wednesday night. The Wolves have a well-oiled machine. They have elite wing defenders that can play very aggressively and basically harass Kyrie and Luka, I think, all game long. They have some depth between Jaden McDaniels, they have Ant, they have Mike Conley, who's a solid point guard. They have Nickeil Alexander-Walker coming off the bench, who is a very long, rangy wing defender as well. And those guys can really be aggressive because they have the luxury of very talented, imposing bigs on the back line. They have Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, Cat, who's at least a big body to deter players from getting out on inside the paint. Those twin tower concept, which is dated in modern NBA terms, but there's the factor of Cat's ability to shoot jump shots, especially from 3, is an ability to really help them out and kind of change the mold of what modern NBA defenses are, with small ball being a hot trend as of late. Luka and Kyrie have their work cut out for them. I think that they have the ability to go off in certain games, but they absolutely need to get their role players going as well. I think that their ability to knock down threes is going to keep them in this series. They will be definitely trying to collapse the paint, get the Wolves in rotation, and then eventually work the ball around to a PJ Washington or a Derek Lively, a Josh Green, a Tim Hardaway. One of those players are eventually going to work themselves open, and that will give the Mavs a shot in this series. I think the size factor favors Minnesota. When you add in Naz Reid, who is the 6th man of the year, with Gobert, with Cat, that is a big time advantage against Derek Lively Jr. and Daniel Gafford, who are been good, and they have been good in this postseason run, but they're nowhere near just 2 out of those 3 that I named on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they've been solid, but it's not even a close matchup there. And I think that's the difference in this, that the fact that they can have 3 bodies to potentially get rebounds, and they can shuffle them in, and you'll likely see at least one of them on the court for all 48 minutes of this game, no matter what. And that will be a big time advantage for Minnesota. They have probably the more healthier superstar compared to Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic. Doncic has been banged up every which way this postseason run, and even healthy, it would take a Herculean effort, I think, to make this a long series, and even for the Mavericks to win this series. I think they have a puncher's chance, don't get me wrong. And while I'm tempted to say the Wolves win in 5, I think out of respect to the Mavs, I'm going to say that the Wolves win in 6 games, and they will make their first ever appearance in the NBA Finals.